How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Dan, and this is Grey Wolf Gaming. This is not my typical video. It has nothing to do with games, so if you've come for that, feel free to check out one of my other videos. This video, instead, today is to tell you a little bit about me. I'm 34 years old, and I have a 4-year-old son, and I have a wife that I've been with for about 5 years, who is truly amazing. We own a home. We have everything that in life I've ever wanted. And that's important to me. But in order for me to have all of these things, I need to first give you a little bit of my backstory. I've been a metal fabricator for some time. I was with the very first company that I ever worked for 15 years, from 1999 to 2014. That company was sold to another company, whom I stayed with for 4 months before being offered a position at a local company that was very large. They employed over 20,000 employees. I'm not going to give the name of that company because it's not relevant to the story. So it was a very large company, and I saw it as an opportunity to kind of test my skills, take a leap of faith, and see if my skills learned in a smaller shop could allow me to tread water in a much larger company with, quite honestly, some of the greatest fabricators in our area. So I thought about it with my wife. We talked about it for a number of weeks. And I decided I wanted to try. I wanted to see if I could hang with the very best fabricators on the East Coast, quite honestly. And I did so. I was lucky enough to get acquired by this company. And I've been there now for 1.5 years. And it has honestly been the greatest 1.5 years of my professional career, in that I have learned so much. I like to think that I've taught a few things. But when I came to the company, I was coming with nearly 16 years of experience. And when you come to a place with that much experience and it's known, it's very easy for the people that have to work alongside you now, your new team, if you will, to be standoffish and to say, well, this guy must think he knows it all. But I made my mind up when I went in there that I wanted to be the guy that was the most humble, that was the most willing to learn, because maybe the ways that I learned aren't the way that these people want it done. So you have to acclimate yourself. So I remained humble, and I was blessed in that I was able to meet some of the absolute most generous, kind-hearted, smart, driven, just bright individuals, from leadership all the way down. And if anyone watches the video, I'll give a shout out to Billy, Ike, Ken, and Seth. These 4 people are just truly genuine and geniuses, just flat out geniuses. For their age, their talent and skill is immense. So to you guys, I want to give a personal thank you, because I owe so much to you. But after taking this leap of faith and testing my skills, I found that I could actually do the job very well. And in my 1.5 years there, I've been able to acquire some notoriety, some respect. Awards come along with all of that. I've set records on some fairly large projects. And it's felt great. It has been amazing. But I've been laid off. So in just a few short days, I will no longer be an employee of this company. So now I have to set back up, find new employment someplace else. And it's frustrating and tiresome, and it worries me. It's stressed myself and my wife out quite a bit. I've lost a tremendous amount of sleep over it. But the whole idea of this video is that I wanted it to be a bookmark, a timestamp, if you will, to allow me in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, to come back to this video. So that maybe I'll be able to look at it then and have a good laugh. Because it's quite possible that the next page in my book is even brighter than the last. So that's my hope and that's my intention. But the one thing that I want to explain is that all of my life, having worked at one place a decade and a half, and I always had this misconception that if you got laid off, it's because you did something wrong. It's because you didn't work hard enough. It's because you didn't put in the time or the effort, or you didn't have the knowledge, you didn't have the skills to be retained. I can honestly tell you today, I was dead wrong. Because myself and colleagues in my company are being let go when we possess all of the skills, all of the traits, all of the motivation to be retained. But because our company has placed themselves in certain agreements and they've allowed certain practices to persist, their hand is forced. They must do certain things. And there's collateral damage. And I fall into that. So I need to say that I was dead wrong. And I apologize to all the people that I may have expressed that opinion to in the past. Because I was wrong. But anyway, I want to thank everyone who watched this video. If you've been laid off, or if you have ever been through a layoff that you felt a certain type of way about, feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to read it. If you've been in a scenario much like mine or different than mine, tell me how you got through it. Tell me how it ended up for you. And I think it would be pretty therapeutic to read some of those responses. I really do. So I greatly appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see how this goes.